everybody. Thanks for coming by to the Cougar-licious Clubhouse TV show. It's wonderful to have you joining us today. And we have two wonderful, wonderful guests, a terrific female comedian and a very, very famous local musician and entertainer. Sadia is our comedian, and Sal Santiago, our musical guest and entertainer. But before we get started, I'd like to recognize our sponsor for today's show, which is Linder Care. And that's Linder Care Formulating the Future. It is a skin care product, and they make the most fantastic products. I've been using it for several years now, and I'll tell you that it's health care for your skin. It just gets rid of all the lines and the wrinkles and the hoo-ha's and the wah-lahs that you just don't want to see anymore. They'll take care of you. So be sure to log on to linder.com, Linder, and take a look at their products. I'm sure you'll like it. And before we get started, I'd also like to ask you, while you're watching this, to like, share, and subscribe. Now remember, it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe. The subscriptions are free, but by doing that, we'll constantly come back, on your feed, and you can keep track of all of the shows and the wonderful guests that we'll have for you. And be sure to add a comment. Let us know what you think. Let us know how you're liking the show. If you have any suggestions for the show, maybe other personalities that you would like to see, that would be great too. And if you'd like to be a guest on the show, let me know. So I'm always looking for good opportunities and supporting. The whole premise of the Cougar-licious Clubhouse, of course, is to support women. And our motto is basically, Cougar-licious stands for a woman who stands in her own power, celebrates the divine diva, and enjoys a little eye candy. And this is our eye candy right here for today, Sal Santiago. Well, we're going to get started with talking with Sadia, who, again, Sadia, here she is.
Here I am.
That's Nadia with an S.
Yes.
Yes. And Sadia, you've been around town now for how many years? And
in Vegas for 10. Did mostly acting at first, and been doing stand-up for 3 years now.
For 3 years?
Yeah.
Okay. What made you make that transition?
The transition kind of happened to me. One thing I tell actors is sometimes you choose to be an actor, and sometimes acting chooses you. And comedy has chosen me. It has chased me from coast to coast. I am someone who's been told since childhood, oh my God, you're so funny. You're so funny. But my family was very professional. My dad was a lawyer. My mom was a school teacher. They'd never been to a comedy club in their life. So I go to college to make them happy. I'm asking the universe, I'm asking people, what should I do? Oh, you should do stand-up comedy. Well, a doctor goes to med school, a lawyer goes to law school. How in the heck do you become a stand-up comic?
Exactly.
Now, I was in D.C. at the time. It never occurred to me to go to a comedy club. That was a little foreign. So one day I'm in New York. I'm at some very boring temp job, some convention, and I'm just talking to the guy next to me. It's the two of us. Oh, can I see your ID? Blah, blah, blah. And I keep making him laugh. And he says to me, oh my God, you're so funny. You should do stand-up comedy. And I literally lost it. I was like, Jesus H. Christ, how do you become a stand-up comic? I'm so sick of people telling me I should do stand-up. The universe is playing a joke on me because I know how to go to school and I know. Just on and on. And he was like, okay, crazy lady, are you done? I was like, yes, I'm done. He said, I'm an actual stand-up comic. And I swear I heard angels. I'm going to invite you to my show tonight.
Isn't that amazing?
And I'm going to tell you where to go so you can perform in front of 150 comics. They never laugh. So I went and saw a show. I was like, oh, okay, I can do this. I go to Gotham, where you put your name in a hat.
Gotham.
I don't know if they still do it. This was a while ago. I was like number 137. I mean, it was.
Oh my God.
And there are two girls. You know how it is. Like,
yes.
There's not a lot of women in comedy. So I wait and I wait and I wait. And the stage is an apple crate. It's not very high. And so as I'm doing my set, my friend walks in from his show. And I have no idea what I said except for this. Oh my God, Justin's here. Now I better be funny. And I fall off the stage. I'm not on my face, but I trip off the stage. everybody starts laughing. And I was like, well, okay, that's great. Clearly I'm clumsy. I get back up, I finish my set, and Justin's like, what happened? And me, uptight, white collar girl, I'm like, oh my God, I'm such an idiot. I fell off the stage. I'm so sorry. He was like, you made the whole room laugh. I don't care what you did. You have the gift.
Well, you are so animated. I mean, it's kind of like you had this animated person inside you that was bursting to get out. I mean, especially if you were raised in Wasp City, yes. Where you're taught to be so confined, yes. And to actually, you probably surprised yourself.
I did. I mean, I'm the kind of person where I just talk and people laugh, so on stage, I always tell people what my voice teacher would tell me. How did it feel? A good singer worries about how it feels. Did you feel tightness here? Did your throat hurt?
Right.
A bad singer worries about how they sound. With all due respect, that's just what my teacher said. So if you're going for the laughs, you come off as very needy, right? The open mic's 3 minutes. You don't want to come up there and be like, and then blah, blah, blah.
Right. Did you like it?
Did you like it? I'm like, no, you plow through. So if you know that it's good and you've rehearsed and you've tried the material out on your friends, or your comedy muscle gets strong enough, guess what, people? You've got 3 minutes and you get to hear my stuff. Mm-hmm. Just like an audition, and you come in and you're confident. One thing I always do, hi, wise guys, Jimmy Kimmel's, flappers. My name is Sadia. It's like Nadia but with an S. The first line, no matter how terrified I might be, no matter what may have happened in the green room, I know what's coming out of my mouth.
Right.
And then I write stuff on my hand. Not today.
You do?
Yes, I do.
I never knew that.
Sometimes
Little
I write
secrets
stuff on my hand
here.
Because you're allowed to kind of look at your
comedy.
hand. So yeah, I guess, here's who I am. Love it, hate it. I am open to feedback. I'm not perfect, but people will give you a lot of really dumb advice. Mm-hmm. Especially when the album came out. They're like, oh, you should do this.
That's right, because you actually, aside from comedy, you actually write songs.
Oh, I write comedy songs. That's the marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so funny because, I like Jim Croce. I like Shakespeare. I have an English degree and I majored in poetry. So if it's a famous poet, I've probably read it. Mm-hmm. And I have 150 serious songs. I almost got signed back before 9/11, a long time ago, and then 9/11. So I just think it's funny. I hope my grandmother's not rolling over in her grave that the comedy songs are what got me the album. My producer won a Grammy for sound engineering in the early 2000s. So yes, now I'm famous for the girl who sings about, can I say it?
Well, we talk about
things.
Male anatomies.
Yes.
The male anatomy. And this is one of the things that I really appreciated about you, Sadia, especially from the first time that I saw you. Because, I look at female comics. There's certain generations, obviously, of all comics, obviously, the people, and we all kind of rely on our past experiences to draw out the comedy. And one of the things that I have noticed about female comics in your age group is that you've become so much more forthright. Okay, and in defining who you are, and I'm very proud of that because I'm of that generation that we were breaking through those barriers, and so my level of comedy is somewhat different, a little more skewed, but the younger groups, such as yourself, you're more brazen. You're not afraid to take that next step. And I'm really proud of that. When I first saw you, I said, that's good. That's brave. That's the next step. And that's how I see the progression of comedy, especially in females. Just take a look at the past female comics, the Joan Rivers of the world, the Phyllis Dillers of the world. So much of their comedy was based on self-deprecation.
Right.
Right. And so now there's a turnaround now. There's a turning point where women are no longer the brunt of the joke, but women are actually stepping forth and saying, okay, men, it's your turn. You're going to be the brunt of the joke now. So, and I see that happening more and more. No pun, no
disrespect.
no disrespect.
No disrespect. No, Donna Joy and I.
Sal, you're not getting.
We have sat
Sal's not getting skewered.
Infinite open mics, and sometimes there's only 4 girls, and it's guy after guy after guy after guy. An open
It's still a
mic
male-dominant
is literally like the Greyhound bus. I mean, you never know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
And I wrote my first song on that album after a horrifically bad open mic where it was just guy talking smack about women, guy talking about their sad, intimate life. And I went home and I was like, God, I'm a reasonably attractive 5'9" blonde. What do I wish these sad, broken comics knew? And I wrote the songs.
Right.
Some are short, some are thick, some are teeny tiny.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, we know that. We'll have to get
my
the
most
album.
famous
We'll
one.
have to get the album.
It's on Spotify.
And I'm going to bring you back to sing one of your songs that you told me a little bit about earlier.
Yes.
But before we do that, I'd like to now focus on our eye candy, Mr. Sal Santiago.
Thank you for the invitation.
Oh, Sal,
and
please.
congratulations on the show.
I adore you.
You know, my God, the feeling's mutual. You know that. You know, we had a chance to work together at different places.
Yes,
you know, I became a fan. You know.
Yeah.
That
Well, you've always been so supportive, and I've always appreciated
Thank you. I appreciate you.
No, I appreciate you.
No.
And I appreciate it.
No, we appreciate everybody.
We appreciate everybody. So tell us, I mean, I know you have just a litiny of experience here in Las
my gosh.
Vegas.
Yes, I have.
Is this where you actually started with your entertainment?
Oh my
or?
gosh, no, not by a long shot. You know, I'm from South America. I was born in Chile, you know, and I started playing music when I was about a young teenager, 13, you know, and one of those pop stars, early age, you know, teeny bopper or whatever, you know. I was recording for RCA when I was 15 years old, you know, and my parents emigrated to the United States, and when I was about 17 years old myself. And I not thinking about pursuing the music scene anymore because my parents are, guys, your folks, you know, no, you can't do that. No, you're not going to be a musician. You're not going to be a singer. You know, you got to get a real job and get a real, you know how that goes, right? Yeah, that's how it goes anyhow. So, but as fate would have it, you know, music shows me as well, you know, and I started performing, well, my folks, they were living in California at the time, and I started performing, doing a few little things there, and one thing led to another. You know, I got married at a young age again. I was about 20, and my wife was from Illinois, and all his family was there. So of course, you know, she wanted to go back because we met in California. She wanted to go back to Illinois, and we moved to Illinois, and I started playing music over there. Mind you, at that time I didn't know the difference between the genres. You know, I thought everything was, you know, Beatles and you know, and Rolling Stones. You know, right?
All
you know,
that. Yeah.
That's the only influence we had back in Chile. You know, but my in-laws, they were into country music. You know, big fans.
That's where the country.
And I didn't know anything about it. You know. So this, you know, I started. Well, I'm gonna have to learn how to do this, you know. And I started playing drums. My main instrument is guitar, but I started playing drums, and I took that job very seriously, and I became, you know, one of the top drummers in Illinois. And they hired me to play in Nashville, you know.
Wow.
You know, and I by the grace of God and my talent, I guess, a little bit, you know, it took me to the Grand Ole Opry, and I performed as a band member of the Grand Ole Opry for 3.5 years.
I never see the things you learn. I never do that.
And you know,
That's how that's all.
So
happened.
3.5 years, I got a little bored, to tell you the truth. And at the Opry, you know, I'd work in there and say, well, what am I? And then was traveling back and forth in different places. I said, I got to go somewhere that I don't have to travel anymore. And Las Vegas seemed to be the place to be because entertainment was everywhere here in Vegas.
And what year was that?
That was the early 80s.
Early 80s, yes, yes.
And,
Vegas was hopping in the 80s.
And the movie The Urban Cowboy came out. And so just about everybody in Vegas, you know, turned the switch to cowboy music.
Oh,
you know,
perfect. Perfect.
Seriously,
perfect,
so to me it was just like, wow, okay, I'm here. You know, this is home. You know, and I've worked just up and down the strip, you know, playing country music. You know, and like overnight, the switch went off again, and then back to normal. You know, you know. So okay, so what do I do now?
Switch goes on. Switch goes off.
Right, exactly. You know, do I go back to Nashville? I don't want to do that. You know, what do I quit music? No, it's in my blood. I love to do this. So I had to really try to think of reinvent myself and start doing, you know, the different genres. You know, I said, what is, you know, Vegas like? You know, so it's a lot of different, you know, crooner music at the time we still is, and the lounge lounge acts,
Yes.
The
Yeah.
pop music and all that stuff.
What is that story that you had where you thought you really made it? Your name was on the marquee. What hotel was that?
Well, I had, it was, one of the, up and down the strip, like I said, you used to put back in the days, now it doesn't really matter, the buffet's got a bigger name that we do, but, because there's no entertainment anymore. But I used to take, staying behind it, this is the Tropicana or the Excalibur, and my name was just flash around, and me with the camera tried to, try to catch the,
Of course.
the name of it. But anyhow, so I performed up and down the strip, with my top 40 band, and did that for a long time. And then I started doing a solo act because, so there's more money doing that, and the rest is pretty much history, And,
Well, you have really become a very integral part, I think, of the whole Las Vegas theater community. I mean, everybody knows Sal Santiago.
Oh, thank you so much. I've been blessed. I've really been blessed, and I'm unique at what I do because, like I said, the transition that I have made, I think I'm the one of a kind that does everything.
Yeah.
I do, like I said, the country, and I do it well because it's what I did for a long time.
And you perform weekly now,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
At the
every week. No, yes, I do.
At the German American Club?
German American Club. I do a lot of different other things, and I had to take a little break due to health issues, but I think that's behind me now.
Knock on wood.
So yes, definitely knock on wood. And but I do, like I said, I do a Latin show. I do a country show. I do a crooner show. I do a top 40 show. Oldies and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what kept me working through the years. I have adapted to the to the whatever venue needed me to perform.
You have to.
Yeah,
whether
they wanted me to play acoustic guitar, whether they want me to play a keyboard or just a piano, or do you want me to do it all? Which I hate to do that because I got to carry a lot of instruments around.
Yeah.
And he'll sing to you too. Yes, Sal will come up and sing to you, and sometimes he'll even put in what is that? The enchilada song.
Yeah. I do a lot of parody stuff.
Yeah, he does a lot of parodies.
From pop songs from new people.
Yeah.
So probably not as well as you do because you do that.
No. There's no competition. For everybody.
But they're not, mine are not. I guess the lyrics and stuff like that. Like you're a songwriter. Mine is just like I just destroy the popular songs.
Yeah. Now he'll come around with his guitar and he'll sing to you. He'll serenade you. Yes.
Well,
yes.
I want to say two things real quickly. One, Santiago, capital of Chile. Is that an accident?
Yes.
Like you're named for the capital.
Definitely. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, so now I see
No,
why.
they name it after my family, actually. So.
Right. So that's why you had to get out. I know there was
Right,
some political stuff. I can sing in Spanish.
Oh, really?
I was on a TV show in Burbank.
Oh, that's right.
Called
I
Tengo
remember.
Talento, Mucho Talento.
All right.
And again, fate intervened. So I lived in North Hollywood and I managed a building there. And I had to go to the bank to drop off all the rent in Burbank. And the bus was really late and I was super annoyed. So you just talk to the people next to you. Her name was Micaela, which is a very famous salsa song. I was a huge social salsa dancer. I'm a little too pale skinned to have gone into like a dance company,
Wow.
but I would tear up that dance floor. So I play the song Micaela for Micaela, and she and I start dancing at the bus stop. And then we get on the bus, and one of her producers is on the bus, and so we're just like, blah, 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 blah. She gives me her cards like, I want to put you on my TV show. And I was like, si split, like, sure, okay. So the first season I sang La Bamba. The second season, I sang an Ana Barbara song. She's a huge Mexican star. It's called Me Susta Pero Me Gusta. I sang that in front of her. And then the last time, I was like, I've got to do something to impress these people. I sang Mexico Lindo y Querido, which is like a famous Mexican song because it's a Mexican station. Every single time, they did not like my accent. Mexicans are very picky about their accent. So I was like, I'm here and I'm trying. I love Latin music. If I can get back into the dance mode, the yo-yo-ras, the El Gran Combo, I learned so much because the salsa music is a whole orchestra.
Right.
Totally.
And so you have to find your beat because we dance the complicated way on the two. And so
Very
you have to
good.
Find the beat.
You know that I'm a past ballroom dance instructor, don't you?
Yes, you are.
I do
Yeah.
now.
Yes.
So that's very good that you said you break on the two.
Yes. Oh my God. New York
yeah.
Cuban style. Yeah. Anything else?
And I will tell you, the God's honest truth. You know the movie The Godfather?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a scene in The Godfather where they're down in Cuba, and in the background you have the girls dancing the cha-cha, and they're breaking on the one. You have no idea. Every time I see that scene, it's like nails on a blackboard to me. Nobody else notices
Really? Wow.
it. Nobody
Yeah, of
else
course not,
notices it. You know?
My heart,
But
my
I
heart.
just go 1, 2.
No, Cha-Cha on the Two, that was my jam.
Cha-cha on the two.
That was my
That's
jam. So
right.
Eddie Torres, back in New York City, he was one of Tito Puente's dancers.
Yes, I love Tito Puente. I've
He
seen
and
Tito
his
Puente.
wife Maria teach, and the whole way I found him, the Copacabana had a free night back in New York before it moved a few times. I understood that on the Spanish station. I'm like, gratis, that's free.
Isn't that funny? A wasp, a white wasp dancing.
Salsa,
I
you know,
went
you know.
to the Copa,
See,
and
that's
I
right.
saw
There's this energy inside you that just.
there was this couple that was just tearing up the floor, and I was like, so I waited till she went to the bathroom, and I went up to the guy, and I'm like, I'm not hitting on you. Where did you learn how to dance? And again, like you said, just the stroke of fate. He's like, I'm an instructor for Eddie Torres. And I was like, who the is Eddie? He's like, here's my card. Just quit going to the white collar school where you've been learning the fancy way. Come
learn the real way.
Get the real thing, right?
Yeah, and I was
then
there
you've
every
got
night.
to go. You've got to go and see Sal at the German America. Is that every Tuesday night?
Yeah, every Tuesday night we do a different genre. You know?
you do?
Yeah, so we alternate, you know.
Okay.
So we do the country night, we do this, you know, Latin night, you know.
I've got it.
you know.
We should definitely hit
yes.
Latin night.
Yes,
Yes,
definitely, yes.
Yes, I've
We
got
will
my
come
dance
down.
shoes, got my Capizio.
Yes.
So
That's
we will-
usually the first Tuesday of every month for the Latin
So it
night.
just passed, so we'll have to go
so
in
yeah,
April.
we just
Yes.
passed
Yeah,
that,
we'll do. We're going to plan
I
that,
had no
Sadia,
idea
you and me.
What you were in? So you can do them all. You can
Yeah, I
waltz.
do.
You can
Yeah, I do it all.
foxtrot. You
Yeah,
can
yeah.
swing. So what
Think
kind of
over
swing do
many
you prefer?
talents, you
East
know?
Coast or
Yeah.
West Coast?
West Coast.
Okay, I can fake my way through
No,
some
West
of them.
Coast- I like West Coast
Throw
swing.
me hard enough, and because I can count and I can move.
Real quick, I promised that little song that you were going to sing because we're starting to run out of time. So,
Oh my gosh, no
So
way.
let's already. I can't
Wow.
believe this.
But my
So-
new clean song, the one I did before. Okay.
Yes.
So a big part of my comedy is I'm trying to find a husband. And you might argue that living in LA and Vegas is probably the worst place. And you're right. So I'm not going to give the whole joke that is the intro, but I went on a date once and the guy ordered a very uncool drink. So based on that, I wrote this little song. Black coffee's what a man should drink, and I'm not ashamed to say that's what I think. Yes, I'm willing to die on this hill. Will I die alone? Yeah, I probably will. I'm telling you, if you want to date me, drink black coffee in my presence. I don't care what you do when I'm not around in terms of your beverages, but black coffee's
Yeah.
sexy.
Yeah, it
I don't
is
want
sexy.
whipped cream.
Yeah.
No,
Who needs the
not on our date.
froofiness? You don't need the froofiness,
Let me
fellas.
be the charming, girly, sweet one, and you
That's
be the
right.
man.
Do you agree?
Yeah, make coffee nervous.
I'm a unique flavor. We'll put it that way. I'm not for everyone.
Yeah, I like a man who knows his coffee and drinks his whiskey straight. That's it. But but again, once again, I'd like to thank a little sponsor mention here. I'd like to thank our sponsors once again, Linder Health for health care for the skin. And like I said, do yourself a favor. Go on to linder.com, Linder. And just check out their products. You just won't regret it.
And look at this beautiful skin.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
She
92
looks like
years
she's
old.
35.
I'm gonna give it a try. You know what I'm saying? It might
You
be
can
a
do
little.
it.
You
Yes,
know?
it's good for men too. Absolutely,
Right.
this is fantastic. It just really
your skin looks
nourishes
amazing.
us. Yeah, well, thank you.
You lose a decade every week.
Yeah.
My gosh, you're going to be negative 20 here in a couple months.
Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah. And another thing, everybody, I want you to know that if you want to keep up on what's going on with the show, you can certainly go on to my website, which is Cougar-licious.com. That's Cougar-licious.com. And you're going to find all kinds of things. You're going to find event dates. You're going to find the shows. You're also going to find a little store. And a little store has things like this little cool little Cougar-licious mug. And we have so many other things too. We have mugs. We have wine glasses. We've got pouches and satchels. We even have underwear. Cougar-licious underwear. How'd you like that?
edible?
Would that be, no.
I just, well, I mean,
Why not?
Some people aren't in a
Why
diet,
not?
you know.
I mean, I'm always open for suggestions. Always open for suggestions. What, go on the site. And just to also let you know that when you go shopping on the store, that all the shipping is free. Okay, so it's included in with your pricing. You don't have to worry about
Smart
a thing.
business lady.
Yes, it's just like that's the way that works. And again, I just ask you to just kind of like, share, and subscribe, and be sure to put your comments in. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And if you're thinking that you might like to be a guest or know somebody that would like to be a guest on the show, be more than happy to take a look at it and reach out because, like I said, we're here to celebrate and support and empower women and their growth and their access.
And some guys too, right?
And some guys too.
And eye candy.
Always, hey,
Eye
listen,
candy.
you've got to hit a certain grade level to be able to be our eye candy here, Sal. Yes.
I hope I
Yeah.
qualify today.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
you
you
were
definitely
invited.
qualified.
You qualified.
Yes, you were first on my list.
That Latin
Oh,
music
that's
is sexy. Like, let's just get that out in the open.
That's right. I wish we had a clip. Maybe next time when you come on, we'll
Sure.
have a clip of you playing.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to give you the my famous refrigerator magnet.
Oh, yay!
Cougar-licious, and basically it has our little motto that a woman stands in her own power, celebrates the divine diva, and enjoys a little eye candy. Have this on your refrigerator every single day, and you could be reminded just how wonderful you are. Yeah, so I think that's about it. Again, I'd like to thank Sadia, Sal Santiago. Be sure to look them up, pay attention, go see them. Where are you playing next? Sadia?
Composer's Room, some combination of Thursday, Friday, and Sunday.
What time?
11 p.m.
11 p.m.?
Yep, 11 till 2 or 3 in the morning. So we're for the hard partiers.
Oh,
yeah.
gosh, girl.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm hosting Jimmy Kimmel's, but it's the early bird. It's the early bird special. It's 4 p.m. in the afternoon.
That's
No,
doable.
we might be skewing towards the younger party all night demographic.
I think so.
I just work when they book me. I go
think
when
so.
they tell me to go.
I did Kay Banks's Rumble at Wise Guys
Oh,
a couple of weeks ago,
fun.
and that was fun. That was a 9:30 show,
Uh-oh.
and I couldn't bring any of my friends because all of my friends are home in bed by that time. So it's but I was walking out at the end of it. It was like midnight, and I had my bottle of water, and everybody's going to the bars,
After parties and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, good night, everybody.
Well,
Yeah,
Well,
past my
that's-
bedtime, right?
Well, let's do comedy at 4:30 in the morning, or 7 in the morning for
Yeah,
you.
if you're in New
you
York, you
older
can do
folks.
that. But anyway, so stay posted. Thanks again for joining us. Be sure to log on and check out the rest of our shows. And so till next time, Cougar on.
Cougar.